What's going on, guys? It's your boy Davin, aka Lum0s, and today we are doing something completely different. This is the first time ever. We're gonna be doing a Q&A / live video. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this, but I think you guys are really gonna like it. So as you can see, I've set up what I'm gonna call from now on the Lum0s studio. No, that's bad. I don't know what to call this yet, but yeah, no, I'm really excited about it, and I'm really looking forward to what we can do out of this. I think there's going to be a lot of really great things coming in the future out of me. This is going to help me express a little bit more of my creative side of things. It gives me a little bit more leeway with my videos. It's going to also help me to appeal to different people, and new audiences, which is always a plus. You can never complain about something like that. So I actually have a decent amount of questions to answer, so I'm going to just jump right into it. So I came up with the idea that I want to do a Q&A. I posted a post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and I also got some questions through Messenger. So I'm gonna jump right into it because we actually have a decent amount of questions, and I think some of the answers are gonna have to be a little bit more in depth. But before we jump into the video, I just want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by MisPrint Studios. If you're not familiar with the name MisPrint or MisPrint Apparel or MisPrint Studios, then you are missing out. MisPrint Apparel is the clothing company that is made here locally in the Youngstown area, that has sponsored me, all my YouTube, all my gaming, owned by Zach Orr. He is super awesome. He's very passionate in what he does, and he always pushes me to new levels to be better. And I feel really great about representing a company that that's homegrown right here in Youngstown. And I love supporting the guy, and you guys should too. They are just now started the new official MisPrint branch. It's going to be called MisPrint Studios. So if anyone is looking to have any photography done, music videos, professional videos, advertisement, anything like that, make sure you guys go to the Facebook page for MisPrint Studios. I believe there is a Facebook page. If not, check out MisPrint Apparel's Facebook page, communicate with him, talk to him, and we'll set you guys up. So make sure you guys keep that in mind for all your professional inquiries. Go to MisPrint Studios. All right, so jumping into the first question. First question comes from my good friend Kyle Funk. And his first question says, who is or was your biggest inspiration for becoming a gamer / streamer? So I started gaming at a very young age. I'd say the earliest I remember is when I was like 4 or 5. I remember playing like NASCAR 99, 98, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all those really great games. And then over the years, I kind of just kept gaming, but I would say that my biggest inspiration for becoming a streamer / gamer and doing what I do, he goes by the name Blame Truth. He's one of the founding COD fathers as far as COD gameplay commentaries. He's honestly a really great guy. He stayed true. He's like, can't talk. He stayed true to himself from the very get-go. The quality of content that the guy puts out, and he's now super active on Twitch. He's an active streamer. He streams almost every day for at least 8 to 10 hours. He's a great guy, but I definitely say I felt inspiration from him to start pushing myself to be better and to create YouTube content. And then I also discovered the team Optic Gaming back when they very first started, and I was a big follower of Optic Hex, who is the owner / CEO of Optic Gaming, and Optic Hutch. He was just a commentator, but he worked for Machinima Respawn back when Machinima was a big thing. He's basically just a content creator now, and they actually, the older people who started Optic have a competitive team called Old Men of Optic that do a lot of competing. And all those people overall are just a big inspiration. I love the team, I love the organization, I love what they stand for. And honestly, it's because of them that inspired me to push me to be the person, or the gamer, and the streamer, and the YouTube content creator that I am today. So I definitely would have to go with that. Next question is kind of mumble jumble of words, but it comes from Craig Anthony. This is a guy that I actually met at my last job. He was a regular there, played a lot of pool with him. He's a great guy. So in a roundabout way, he basically asked, what's the best gaming applications to use with Xbox One? So I don't know if this is actual apps itself, but a lot of apps that I like to use, I love to use Twitch because I love watching other streamers and supporting other streamers. Netflix, can't go wrong with Netflix, HBO, YouTube. YouTube's also really great because you're able literally just to binge watch random things. It's kind of nice. And then he also asks about Steam, and we're going to elaborate here. Let me load it real quick. Okay, Xbox One versus Steam, what's my favorite game? So my favorite game, honestly, the game that I've always have stuck true to is Call of Duty. If it wasn't for Call of Duty and like YouTube and the Call of Duty community there, I probably wouldn't be as passionate I am about it, as about gaming and about YouTube as I am today. So I would say I'm a big fan of Call of Duty. What's my favorite out of Steam? My favorite game on PC? Honestly, I don't really think I have a favorite PC game. There's not one game that I absolutely love playing. Like, I enjoy playing League of Legends. I love playing HOTS with my squad dogs. I like playing PUBG. I love playing Fortnite. I would say Counter-Strike actually is probably my favorite PC game to play. Mostly because I love the strategy involved behind CSGO. The community for it's complete dog crap. Jesus Christ, what happened there? I love the community for it's really crap though, but the game itself is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And granted, Valve doesn't take the best care of that game as far as adjustments, nerfs, bounces, and stuff like that. It's overall a pretty fun game, and I can play it hours and hours upon CSGO. So best for household use. So depending on how many people you have living with you, you can't go wrong with Xbox. Xbox is very versatile as far as sharing games with families. You can have your home Xbox, which you can make your home Xbox on multiple consoles. And basically that means everyone in your house is able to access the same games that you are. So any games that, let's say I were to purchase on my account, will go to person one's account, and they can have access to all those games too. So that's the really great perk of Xbox. As far as Steam goes, having multiple accounts, I think there's some confliction there. Some games are different than others. Some games function on multiple accounts, some games don't. For example, CSGO, if I made a second account to play with my little brother on, and I actually had to repurchase Counter-Strike in order for me to play the game with him, even though I already had it on my PC and had it on my other account. So I would say that's the big advantage that Xbox has over anything. Okay, third question. Third question comes in from Tony Lamanaka. I think I said that wrong. Sorry, dude. Who is the name of your boss? And I bet he is the greatest. He's my boss. That's why he's saying that. Obviously, you're the greatest. The fourth question comes from, dude, honestly, I don't even know how to say your name, Haxis. I'm just going to call you Haxis because you know who you are. He says, who do you think you are? And two, what gives you the right? You got me. Nothing. I got nothing. Andy, I don't know how to say your last name, Andy, so I'm just going to call you Andy. He says, one question is, why does Fortnite suck so much? Well, Bloom, for one, and drum gun, and hitting someone with a shotgun for 7 damage point blank range. That's why Fortnite sucks. He says, number two, why does Mike Best think it's actually a good game? Pretty sure Mike actually hates Fortnite too. Who knows? But Mike also likes to do a lot of random stuff like this.
30 minutes. Guess what? 30 minutes. I just fixed that.
You're just up like this.
I just electronically fixed that.
You're like, he was like this. And I was like, it's so angry.
Hey you. Hey you. Hey you.
So angry. See that? I don't give a fuck!
This is some funny ass shit.
I lose. That's how a real man hits himself. That's how a real man hits himself. I don't give a fuck!
So anyways, I think that gives you your answer. Alright, Jordan Audia, I think I said your last name right, I apologize if I didn't, bro. He says, favorite cowboy at Ram Ranch? It's gotta be you, dog. Jordan, you're my favorite cowboy, you know that. By the way, don't YouTube search Ram Ranch. Even though you're already in the search bar right now searching Ram Ranch, don't do it. Just take my word on it, please. Kyle, I don't know how to say your last name, bro. We're just gonna address him as Unknown TV. He is a new and upcoming content creator in the YouTube industry. He's a good friend. I've known him for about 4 or 5 years now. He's a really great dude. He's a great gamer. So if you guys ever want to check out some of his content, I'm sure I can throw the link down in the description for him in case it's something you guys ever want to check out. He plays a lot of horror games, which is awesome. And then next question comes in from headbrandnation. He says, you have to take a bath in a bathtub full of one single food. Which food is it filled with? And two, what sound do you make when you get in? Honestly, what food? to take a bath with. Honestly, I think the most fun, awkward, uncomfortable bath to take a bath in would be mac and cheese. And I think that's because the sound of getting in a bath full of mac and cheese would just be so flipping cringe. Like, it's making me want to throw up thinking about it right now. But I would have to say mac and cheese, and the sound that I make when I get in would just be like, I don't know how to imitate that voice. No noise. Just put it together in your own head. All right. Next question comes from Chuck. He says, "Who is the best companion to travel with in Fallout 4?" The dog. Jesus, I can't talk. Who's the best companion to travel with in Fallout 4? The next question coming in from Chuck. And honestly, the best companion in my opinion is the Doge. You can't go wrong with the dog. It's a German Shepherd. He's gorgeous, he's beautiful. You can put a little handkerchief on him. Great companion, always, never changed him out for anyone else. Paul comes with the next question, says, "What is your biggest childhood fear?" I don't know if it's called a childhood fear because it's a fear that I still have to this day. But I would say that my biggest fear, honestly, is drowning. I know that they say that drowning is actually one of the least painful ways to die because eventually you kind of just pass out and it's like very painless. But the idea of just like being able to not breathe from water overtaking you, it freaks me out. And fire too. I think also burning alive would also be really painful, but those are two really big fears. Another fear is I have this fear of getting my eyes gouged out, so I don't like when anyone puts their fingers near my eyeballs. It really freaks me out. And I'm afraid of heights, but I'll do things that involve heights to get that adrenaline rush. It doesn't make any sense. You know, it's not smart. Next question comes in actually from my Uncle Mike, and he says, I think it was more of a riddle. And I'll let you guys think if you can answer this because I wasn't able to figure it out, so maybe you guys can actually answer it for me. He says, "If a tree falls in a forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound?" Followed by "prove it." So that's today's question. If you guys know the answer to that or answer that riddle or the solution to that, feel free to comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Another question coming in from Andy. He says, "Can you make a goat sound? I need it to be authentic." Why do I even bother with you guys? You guys come up with the most random things. Wait, is that a sheep? That's probably a sheep. Try this again. It's best I got. That's best I got. Fun fact, I actually had three goats growing up actually. They're named Leonard, David, and Judy, and that was the sound they used to always make when they got mad or whatever. And the last question from Facebook comes from none other than John Baylog, and he says, "Why haven't you bought a PS4 yet? Why haven't you realized PC gaming is an overpriced waste of time?" So first answer to the question is, why haven't I bought a PS4 yet? I don't know. That's best I got. There's no reason, there's no exception, there's no excuse for it. I got nothing for you there. Why haven't I realized PC gaming is an overpriced waste of time? Well, I think it's the complete opposite. I think investing as much money into a PC for it to last as long as it will, I think is reasonable. And obviously for streaming and making videos, it makes more sense to me. Increases production value, quality, reduces times to render out videos, create videos. So everything about having an expensive rig makes sense to me. So that's why. So we're gonna do the next set of questions coming in from the Instagram. And so the first question comes from, so this is actually a viewer of mine from my Twitch streams. He's a big fan, big supporter of the stream. He comes in, tunes in all the time, always talks. I play a lot of Fortnite with the kid. He's a really good kid. And he asked, "How long have you been called Lum0s?" And then he put in parentheses, "by your #1 fan." I would say I've been going by Lum0s for approximately 2 years now. The idea behind the name change, I used to go by the old gamer tag of IMX S0X F1Y. Dumbest name ever, don't know why I did it. It used to be my old AOL Instant Messenger name back in the day, back when that was a thing. So My whole point of gaming and streaming and doing what I do is because I want to essentially inspire people. I want to be there for people in their dark times, because that's what streaming and YouTube has done for me. Having those people that I looked up to, my inspirations, having those people to look up to, they essentially were there for me when I struggled with depression, when I struggled with my emotions, when I struggled with feeling acceptance. And I want to inspire people the same way that those people inspired me. So the name I'm So Fly doesn't say I want to help you and be your friend. The name I'm So Fly says I'm a ripped t-shirt, douchebag looking guy that works out at the gym 12 times a week and is just not enjoyable to be around. So I'm a big Harry Potter fan, in case any of you guys haven't picked that up yet. I mean, I literally had Harry Potter tattooed on my arm for the rest of my life. And the spell for light in Harry Potter is Lum0s. And when I looked up the name, it wasn't taken on anything, wasn't taken on YouTube, wasn't taken on Xbox. And so began the Lum0s legacy. And that's where we're at now. Next question comes in from another content creator, actually. It goes by the name of the Necro Hazard. She is a vegan. So if any of you guys who are vegans want to check out her content, she makes a lot of really great commentaries, talks about random things, does a lot of hiking, does a lot of adventuring. Honestly, a great gal, and I highly recommend checking out her stuff. And she also is on Instagram and YouTube. Those are her two big platforms that she does a lot of stuff on. Her question comes and says, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what food would that be? Same question regarding a band. Alright, so if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, what food would that be? In all honesty, I gotta go with pizza. I know that sounds really stereotypical, but I think there's so many things that you can do with pizza. You can make healthy pizza. You can make not so healthy pizza. And it's like you can never go wrong with too much cheese or too much toppings. You know, there's so many crazy combinations. I'm also a big fan of bread and toast and crust. So that's another reason why I also am a big lover of pizza. But also you can do like dessert pizzas, you can do pizzones, there's so many calzones or whatever. There's so many fun things that you can do with pizza. So I think that's something I would totally be okay with like eating for the rest of my life, because there's so many ways that you could go about doing that. You can make breakfast pizza, you can make dessert pizza, you can make lunch. You can literally make anything out of pizza. So it's so versatile, so I'm a big fan of that. Same question regarding the band. So if there's one band that I could listen to for the rest of my life, what would the band be? But I would definitely have to say, I tell people this all the time, but A Day to Remember probably is my all-time favorite band. They're the reasons why I'm into the kind of music that I am today. And not only that, but there was a time about 4 years ago where I only listened to their one album, What Separates Me From You. That album was extremely underrated. A lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't A Day to Remember. But honestly, every song on that album has a really powerful message. And the more and more I listened to that album, the more and more I fell in love with them. And I went back and started listening to all their old stuff. And they've always had this trend of just having really powerful lyrics in my eyes. And a lot of hype songs, like the breakdowns. And I love the mixture of clean vocals mixed with screams and heavy vocals. I love it. I think they do a really great job balancing that all out. I know almost a majority of the lyrics, so a majority of their songs. Like even their old acoustic stuff that's like ancient on YouTube back when they like sucked. Like they used to suck really bad, trust me. But I'm a big fan of them, and that's a band that I could totally be okay with listening to for the rest of my life. Although I don't think the new album Bad Vibrations was very good, but I understand their approach, and there's a few tracks on that album that I actually really do enjoy. But all in all, it's not my favorite. But I would definitely have to say my favorite album from them probably is What Separates Me From You, because again, that album just has a lot of meaning to me. I just feel like there's a lot of lyrics in that video that are very, very, very powerful. Next question comes in from my little brother, and he says, why can't you grow facial hair like me? Bro, I mean, this isn't too shabby. I mean, this is all right. This is taking me a long time, but I'm proud of this. It's better than babyface Davin, so honestly, I don't know, dude. You're just better than me. The next question comes in from Andy. Again, third question from him, and he says, why do I punch walls? Because I wasn't thinking. I also didn't think I was actually gonna mess. Next question comes from J Milla Vanilla. So this is also my friend Jake Miller, and he responded to my question, and he just says hi. Hi Jake, how are you? Jake from State Farm. Okay. Anyways, Going on to the last set of questions. We are hopping into the Facebook Messenger here. Hope you guys are really enjoying this. If you guys want to see more of content like this, by the way, just let me know, please. Any comments or feedback is greatly appreciated. Any adjustments that I can make to sound, to quality, to picture, to the setup, it's all greatly appreciated. And if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, you want me to do some reaction videos, you want me to talk about random things, ask me. I would love to do them. So giving you guys this insight. All right, going into the last set of questions here. This question comes from Zach. And Zach says, was there a specific moment that made you want to take gaming to another level? Or has it always been a strong enough passion to excel you towards your current stand in the gaming community? I would say that the moment that I decided that I want to try and be a little bit more competitive and push myself a little bit more was when I competed in my very first tournament. It was actually created by my friend Lee. There was this local game place in Indian Land called Play and Trade. Basically, it was a GameStop, but just an off-brand company. It was a super cool place, and they actually hosted a Call of Duty 4 tournament, 1v1 shipment, very classic style of the game, very classic 1v1 land style. It was awesome, and when I won that, and like even though I was mostly against my friends, it was just such a good feeling. Like it felt good to, I don't know, it felt like I was being productive in a sense. It just, that sense of winning is overall, I think overall is a good feeling, and it's enough to give you this like this high, I guess you could say. And ever since I got a taste of that, it kind of just grew from there. I competed in several more tournaments over the years, some online, but we did a lot more LANs. We did an MW2 LAN, which I lost the singles bracket on against Twitch, but I won the doubles bracket with my buddy Cody against Lee and Twitch. So overall, that was still a good feeling and still a good victory. And then I competed in a Call of Duty Ghost tournament when that came out. That was actually held at a GameStop. There was about 25 plus people there, and I completely dominated that scene. But I all in all have won 12 tournaments, first place, and then I've lost 2. And actually I've lost 3. I lost an online tournament. I was competing for $5,000, and we made it to semifinals, and we ended up getting knocked out and losing. But it's just that feeling of the winning tournaments is what's really always pushed me and inspired me to be where I am today. I would love, my plan for actually Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is I really want to try and push myself to be the competitive gamer that I used to be. I would love to start competing again online, doing wagers against other players. I don't think I could make it to an esports team, mostly because of my age. There's a lot of organizations who are looking for younger age people, but I'm not gonna let that like I'm not gonna let that demoralize me. I'm not gonna let that unmotivate me. Like I'm still gonna try and push for success with that. So thank you for that question. So the next question comes in from a good friend Adam, and he actually says, is gaming a passion or is it a job now? Has passion faded, or do you still find joy in games? The passion definitely hasn't faded. It doesn't even feel like a job. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it can be like have to get up, have to make this video, have to do these things. But it can be overwhelming sometimes. But all in all, like everyone has their bad days. But all in all, I'm still really passionate about it. It definitely fuels my fire, and I'm really excited to see where all it takes me. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I don't think that passion's ever gonna fade, to be completely honest. And I definitely still find joy in games. Do I rage sometimes on stream? Absolutely. Do I get sad on stream? Absolutely. But there's a lot more fun and a lot more positivity that outweighs the bad, and there's a lot more good things that outweigh the negative things or the frustrating things that happen sometimes when a game. Next question comes from my boy JC Klassen, and he says, what's your favorite game of all time? And he says, doesn't have to be one that you have streamed or streamed currently. My favorite game of all time, hands down, has to be Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 was one of the first horror games I played on PlayStation 2 when I was growing up, and I used to be to this point where I was terrified to play the game. Like I couldn't get past the first licker because it scared me that much. But I got over that fear and I kept playing. I love the story. I love the gameplay. I mean, this was a game that had 4 different scenarios. 2 scenarios for Leon, 2 scenarios for Claire. And then there's also like random bonus stuff that you can unlock too. Like an infinite machine gun with infinite ammo, a grenade launcher with infinite ammo. Like, there's so many silly things for a game as old as that is. For the depth that they went into to develop that game, I think is absolutely insane. And I know that there's other games that have had much more in-depth development than Resident Evil 2, but I'm just saying Resident Evil 2 is my personal favorite, and it's a game that I honestly will always have love for. I will always love the Resident Evil series, except for Resident Evil 6. We don't talk about that game because it's just a piece of crap. But I'm really excited for Biohazard 2 or Resident Evil 2 Remake. Comes out January. I think it's 28th, if I'm not mistaken, or the 27th. I don't know. It's a little bit after my birthday, and I honestly cannot wait. The gameplay for it has been insane. It's going to be so dark and so gruesome, and it's just everything about it's fantastic. If you haven't checked anything out for Resident Evil 2 yet, make sure you go to YouTube and check out gameplay for that. But yes, I would definitely have to say Resident Evil 2 is probably my favorite game of all time, and I eventually would love to stream it for you guys. Next question. Another question from Zach, and he says, do I believe in the multiverse theory? That here are infinite universes being born and dying daily, and we are just one of the infinite possibilities playing out, or is this the only one? I actually do believe in this idea of the multiverse, and the reason why is because, you know, every day we discover new things. Every day we're finding out something new. Every day we're exploring a new part of space, and we're seeing all these new galaxies and new stars and new planets that we have yet to even, you know, make contact with. And there's no way that this is the only reality that we live in. We are so small in such a bigger picture that I think that it's just, I think at this point it's impossible to rule out the fact that there's not multi-universes all acting out at once. I think I hope I'm understanding your question correctly. But I definitely think that infinite universes are being born and dying daily. Like, I definitely think that is a very real possibility. And I actually love the idea of that. It kind of makes life more exciting and more thrilling in a sense. I don't know, that's just for me. I don't know if that's weird, but that's honestly like how I feel about it. Another question, I have one more question after this one. It says, do you deliberately try to get better at gaming in general, or do you just play and have fun playing? Honestly, there are some games that are meant to be played for having fun, but I think because of my competitive history, something about me when any game that I play, I feel this compelling need to want to be the best or be very good at it, or at least proficient at it. I want to be better than the majority. At least that's my goal. I always want to try and be the best at everything I do. And I don't apply this just to my gaming. I apply this to everyday things as far as work goes, as far as, you know, balancing friendships, making things work. I really feel like that I put a lot of effort into in things in general. And that's no different with gaming. So certain games, they're meant to be played to have fun with. So a lot of party games, those are meant to be played to have fun with. Yeah, they're competitive, but they're meant to be played to have fun and horse around. And I think those types of games are great. But when it comes to playing a first-person shooter or a game that I know that's going to be competitive or viewed by competitive eyes, I always want to be better at it or try and figure out ways to improve. Like, I will watch other streamers to figure out ways to improve my gameplay. I'll watch YouTube tutorials to improve my gameplay. That sounds really silly, but that's the type of person that I am. Those are things that I try to look into to become better at gaming. And the very last question actually comes from, let me find it real quick. This actually comes from my friend Dom, and he says, what game makes you feel the most nostalgic from childhood that you still play today? So I haven't played it in a while, but I'd say the game that feels the most nostalgic to me is Resident Evil. But I think this applies to any Resident Evil, because playing Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 5, playing those games just all in all makes me think about Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 3. So for me, Resident Evil is probably the most nostalgic. It's the series that I really do love, besides 6 is garbage. 7 is fantastic. I've only played a little bit of that, and I played that in VR, and it was terrifying. But all in all, like, I definitely would have to say Resident Evil is probably the most nostalgic, and it's the game that I'm going to continue to play for as long as they keep making it. Especially with this Resident Evil 2 remake. We are gonna put out so much content when that game comes out. It's gonna be insane. Like, I'm talking videos out the wazoo for Resident Evil 2 when that comes out. I cannot wait. So yeah, that concludes all the questions here. I want to thank each and every single one of you for participating. Anyone who submitted a question, seriously, I greatly appreciate it. It made this really exciting. I think we had a really great variety of questions there. Thank you guys for participating yet again. And please let me know what you guys think about this style of video. If you want to see more, please let me know. Feedback is absolutely crucial because I don't want to keep making videos that you guys don't like. My goal here is to appeal to you guys and entertain you guys. And all in all, I think you guys are really going to like it. I know that I'm really proud of this, and I'm really excited to move forward. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate your time today, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. If you guys want to see some more videos, please let me know, and let me know what kind of videos you would like to see. Like I said, reaction videos. You want to see me do rants about random things. You want me to talk about certain games. You want to see me maybe do some movie reviews, some game reviews. There are a lot of people who come into GameStop ask me my opinion on certain games or certain games worth the purchase. And I would love to do more things like that. So if that's something you guys want, all you gotta do is let your boy know. Until next time, guys, it's your boy Davin, aka Lum0s, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And you guys know the routine. Make sure you guys stay Lum0s. Deuces, guys.